Joseph Clifford Montana Jr., widely known as Joe Montana, was born on June 11, 1956, in New Eagle, Pennsylvania, to Joseph and Teresa Montana. Raised in a small town near Pittsburgh, Montana grew up in a sports-oriented family, with his father being a former athlete and his mother a high school basketball coach. From a young age, Joe was involved in a variety of sports, showing a natural talent for football, basketball, and baseball. However, it was football where he would ultimately make his mark. Montana attended Woodsdale High School in New Eagle, where he began his journey in football as a quarterback. He was a standout athlete and led his high school team to great success, setting the stage for his future career. After high school, Montana decided to pursue football at the collegiate level, enrolling at the University of Notre Dame. College career at Notre Dame. At Notre Dame, Joe Montana's career as a football player took shape. Despite a somewhat slow start at the university, where he struggled to secure the starting quarterback position early in his college years, Montana's resilience and work ethic were key factors in his rise to prominence. After being named the starting quarterback during his sophomore year in 1975, Montana began to display the skills and leadership qualities that would later make him a football legend. Over the next few years, Montana became the focal point of Notre Dame's offense. His poise under pressure, quick release, and ability to read defenses made him a dangerous weapon for the Fighting Irish. Montana's most memorable moment in college came in the 1977 season, when he led Notre Dame to a national championship victory over Texas in the Cotton Bowl. He was named the Cotton Bowl MVP, and his leadership and composure during critical moments became a hallmark of his career. In 1979, Joe Montana was drafted in the third round of the NFL Draft by the San Francisco 49ers. Although not selected in the first round, he quickly proved that he had the talent to excel at the highest level. At Notre Dame, Montana's success earned him All-American honors, and he established himself as one of the top quarterbacks of his era. NFL Draft and early years with the 49ers. Joe Montana's entry into the NFL began when he was selected by the San Francisco 49ers in the third round of the 1979 NFL Draft. Despite his collegiate success, Montana faced skepticism due to his relatively low draft position. The 49ers, however, saw something special in the young quarterback. His early years in the NFL were marked by both challenges and moments of brilliance. Montana's rookie season in 1979 was a learning year. The team's struggles and his own inconsistency as a first-year player led to limited playing time. However, Montana showed glimpses of the talent that would later define his career. In 1980, the 49ers hired Bill Walsh as head coach, which would ultimately prove to be a turning point in Montana's career. Walsh implemented his innovative West Coast offense, a system that emphasized short, quick passes and the efficient use of the quarterback's decision-making. This offense was a perfect fit for Montana's skill set, and it set the stage for an incredible run of success. Career peak, dominance, and championships. Joe Montana's career reached its peak in the 1980s, where he became one of the most successful and clutch quarterbacks in NFL history. Under the guidance of head coach Bill Walsh, Montana flourished, developing into a player known for his composure, leadership, and ability to perform under pressure. He earned the nickname Joe Cool for his calm demeanor in crucial moments. In 1981, Montana had his breakout season. The 49ers finished the regular season with a 13-3 record, and Montana led them to the Super Bowl XVI. In the championship game against the Cincinnati Bengals, Montana was flawless, completing 14 of 22 passes for 157 yards and 1 touchdown, earning the Super Bowl MVP award. This victory marked the start of an era of dominance for Montana and the 49ers. The following year, in 1984, Montana reached new heights. He led the 49ers to a 15-1 regular season record, with his performance being nearly flawless. That season he threw for 3,630 yards, 28 touchdowns, and only 10 interceptions, earning NFL MVP honors. Montana's success culminated in a Super Bowl XIX victory over the Miami Dolphins, where he threw for 331 yards and 3 touchdowns, securing his second Super Bowl title. This performance solidified his place as one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. In 1988, Montana and the 49ers captured their third championship in Super Bowl XXIII. In one of the most memorable Super Bowl performances of all time, Montana led a 92-yard drive in the final minutes of the game, culminating in a touchdown pass to John Taylor that gave the 49ers a 20-16 victory over the Cincinnati Bengals. This iconic moment further cemented Montana's reputation as a player who thrived in high-pressure situations. The 49ers' success continued in 1989 as Montana guided the team to their fourth Super Bowl title in Super Bowl XXIV. Montana's performance in this game was nothing short of dominant, throwing for 297 yards and 5 touchdowns, earning him his third Super Bowl MVP award. The 49ers defeated the Denver Broncos 55-10, and Montana solidified his legacy as one of the most successful quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. Main achievements and records. Joe Montana's NFL career is defined by his remarkable achievements and his ability to perform at the highest level during the biggest moments. His individual awards and career accomplishments are as follows. For Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl 16, 19, 23, 24. 3 Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl 16, 19, 24. To NFL MVP 1989, 1990. 8 Pro Bowl selection 198, 1986, 1988, 1990, 1993. 1 NFL Comeback Player of the Year 1993. 1 First Team All-Pro 1987. Inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2000. Lead the NFL in passing touchdowns 1987. 40,551 career passing yards. 273 career passing touchdowns. 8th in NFL history for career passing touchdowns at the time of retirement. Montana's unique ability to perform in the clutch, particularly in playoff and Super Bowl situations, set him apart from his peers. His 4 Super Bowl championships and 3 Super Bowl MVPs remain a hallmark of his career. Final years, decline and retirement. After a career marked by unparalleled success, Joe Montana's final years in the NFL were marred by injuries. Following the 1990 season, Montana faced a series of physical challenges, including back and elbow issues, that affected his ability to perform at the elite level he had become known for. In 1991, Montana suffered a significant elbow injury, which led to a period of uncertainty in his career. After missing much of the 1991 season, Montana found himself in a battle for the starting job with young quarterback Steve Young. In 1993, Montana was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs, where he would spend his final 2 seasons. In Kansas City, Montana showed that he still had plenty of gas left in the tank, leading the Chiefs to the 1993 AFC Championship game. Although they were ultimately defeated by the Buffalo Bills, his time with the Chiefs was brief, but it allowed him to prove that he could still compete at a high level, even as his best years were behind him. Montana retired from the NFL after the 1994 season, ending a career that was defined by incredible performances, championships, and an unmatched ability to lead his team to victory in critical moments. His retirement came as one of the most iconic careers in NFL history came to a close. Legacy and final years. Joe Montana's legacy is cemented as one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. His 4 Super Bowl titles, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and remarkable ability to perform under pressure set him apart as one of the all-time greats. Montana's blend of poise, leadership, and accuracy revolutionized the quarterback position and changed how future generations of players approached the game. After his playing career, Montana remained involved in the NFL world, often serving as a mentor to younger quarterbacks and a respected figure in the football community. In 2000, he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, cementing his place among the legends of the sport. Montana's influence extended far beyond the gridiron. He became a successful businessman and philanthropist, involved in various ventures and charitable activities. His calm demeanor and professionalism continue to be a model for athletes to follow. Today, Joe Montana is remembered not only for his unparalleled success on the field, but also for the character and grace he displayed throughout his life and career. Joe Montana's legacy as a winner, leader, and clutch performer remains untouched. His story continues to inspire future generations of quarterbacks, and he will forever be remembered as one of the greatest to ever play the game. Julien Absalon was born on August 16, 1980, in Remiremont, a small town nestled in the Vosges Mountains of northeastern France. Growing up surrounded by the natural beauty and rugged terrain of the region, Absalon was introduced to cycling at an early age. He quickly developed a deep appreciation for the outdoors and the physical challenges that cycling presented. His love for sport wasn't limited to just cycling, as he also engaged in skiing and athletics as a child. However, it was mountain biking that would capture his attention and eventually define his career. Absalon's entry into competitive cycling came in his early teens. At the age of 15, he began racing in local cross-country XC events, a discipline that would later become the centerpiece of his legendary career. His natural athleticism and drive were immediately apparent, and he quickly made a name for himself in regional races. By 1999, Absalon was already competing in national events, and it was clear that he had the potential to achieve great things in the world of mountain biking. Rise to prominence and career peak. Absalon's rise to prominence in mountain biking was marked by his combination of raw talent, dedication, and mental toughness. He moved from local races to European competitions and started to show his dominance in the world of cross-country mountain biking. By 2001, Absalon won his first French national championship title, which signaled the beginning of his ascent to the top of the sport. His consistency and success in national competitions earned him a place on the French national team, and from there, he began to make his mark on the international stage. In 2003, Absalon achieved his first major international victory when he won the UCI Mountain Bike World Cup. This victory put him firmly on the map as one of the sport's most promising athletes. His performance at the World Cup cemented his place among the world's top mountain bikers and marked the beginning of his dominance in the sport. Over the next several years, Absalon would continue to rack up victories and podium finishes at the UCI World Cup, setting the stage for even greater achievements. Absalon's peak came during the mid-2000s, when he truly established himself as a global force in mountain biking. In 2004, at just 24 years old, he won his first world championship title in cross-country XC. This victory in Les Gets, France, was a career-defining moment for Absalon, showcasing his ability to perform on the biggest stages in the sport. His win marked the beginning of an era in which he would dominate the world of mountain biking. Over the next decade, Absalon would go on to win multiple world championship titles and UCI World Cup Series titles. His rivalry with other top riders, particularly Nino Schurter of Switzerland, would become one of the defining features of his career. Absalon's technical skills, endurance, and tactical acumen on the racecourse made him a formidable opponent, and his consistency across various terrains and conditions made him the benchmark for success in the sport. One of his most significant achievements came at the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing, where he claimed the gold medal in the men's cross-country race, solidifying his place as one of the best mountain bikers in history. This Olympic victory was the culmination of years of hard work and dedication, and further elevated Absalon's status as a global sports icon. It also made him a national hero in France, where cycling, and particularly mountain biking, enjoys a passionate following. Main achievements and milestones. Throughout his career, Julian Absalon accumulated an impressive array of victories and titles, making him one of the most decorated athletes in the history of mountain biking. Some of his most notable achievements include 2 Olympic gold medals. Absalon secured his place in the annals of mountain biking history with 2 Olympic gold medals in 2008 Beijing and 2012 London in the men's cross-country events. His back-to-back victories in these Olympic Games confirmed his status as one of the best in the world and elevated mountain biking to new levels of global recognition. World Championship titles. Absalon won the UCI Mountain Bike World Championships multiple times, with victories in 2004, 2005, 2006, and 2007. These wins were a testament to his consistency and dominance at the sport's highest level, showcasing his ability to excel under pressure and across different terrains. UCI World Cup victories. Absalon claimed the UCI Mountain Bike World Cup Series title 6 times, making him one of the most successful riders in the history of the competition. His victories in the World Cup Series were a key part of his success and helped establish him as one of the top mountain bikers of his generation. National titles. As a French athlete, Absalon was highly successful on the national stage, winning numerous French national championships in cross-country and consistently defending his title throughout his career. His dominance in the French cycling scene was a major factor in his international success. Influence on the sport. Absalon's influence extended beyond his race victories. He played a pivotal role in increasing the visibility of mountain biking in France and around the world. His professionalism, charisma, and competitive spirit inspired countless young riders to take up the sport and pursue their dreams in the same way that he did. Incredible consistency. Throughout his career, Absalon displayed remarkable consistency in his results, rarely finishing outside the top rankings in major events. This reliability, paired with his relentless drive, helped him maintain his position at the top of the sport for over a decade. Challenges and rivalries. Despite his dominance, Julian Absalon faced a number of challenges throughout his career, both on and off the bike. One of his main rivals during the latter part of his career was Nino Schurter, the Swiss mountain biking sensation. Schurter's rise in the sport, particularly after 2010, created a fierce rivalry between the two riders, with each pushing the other to new heights. Schurter's victories and successes in world events tested Absalon's limits and helped propel the French rider to stay at the top of his game. Absalon also faced physical challenges, including injury and the demands of maintaining his peak performance across such a long period of time. While injuries were a part of any athlete's career, Absalon's ability to recover and come back strong after setbacks was one of the factors that contributed to his longevity in the sport. Nevertheless, these obstacles made his achievement even more remarkable, proving his resilience and determination. Final years and retirement. As Absalon entered his late 30s, the rigors of professional racing began to take their toll. While he continued to compete at a high level, his results started to reflect the challenges of aging and the emergence of new, younger riders in the sport. In 2017, after a stellar career, Absalon announced his retirement from professional mountain biking, leaving behind a legacy that few could ever match. Despite retiring from professional competition, Absalon remained involved in the sport and in the cycling community. He focused on mentoring the next generation of riders, offering his wealth of experience to young athletes looking to follow in his footsteps. He also continued to participate in select races and events, although he no longer competed at the highest level. In the years following his retirement, Absalon turned his attention to cycling advocacy and sport development, promoting mountain biking and working to create opportunities for the sport to grow. He also maintained his connection with his fans and the media, offering insight into the world of competitive cycling and sharing his journey with a new generation of enthusiasts. Legacy. Julian Absalon's legacy in mountain biking is secure. He is regarded as one of the greatest cross-country riders in history, with a career that inspired countless athletes and helped elevate the sport to new heights. His victories, sportsmanship, and consistency made him a role model for future generations, and his influence continues to shape the sport today. Absalon's contributions to mountain biking go beyond his impressive list of titles and victories. He played a critical role in growing the sport and helping it gain global recognition. With 2 Olympic gold medals, multiple world championships, and a dominant career spanning over a decade, Julian Absalon will forever be remembered as one of the sport's all-time greats. As one of the most accomplished athletes in French sports history, Absalon's name is synonymous with excellence in mountain biking. His legacy will live on not only in the records he set, but in the passion he instilled in the cycling community worldwide. Tommy Caldwell was born on August 11, 1978, in Stanley, Kansas, USA, into a family with a deep love for the outdoors. His father, Mike Caldwell, was a mountaineer, and his mother, Debbie, was an accomplished athlete. Raised in a family where outdoor activities and physical challenges were a central part of life, Caldwell grew up surrounded by an appreciation for nature and adventure. From a young age, he was drawn to climbing and developed a passion for the sport that would shape the course of his life. Caldwell's climbing journey began in earnest at the age of 10 when his parents took him on a trip to the Rocky Mountains. The exposure to the majestic peaks of Colorado sparked a lifelong fascination with climbing. By the time he was in high school, he had become an avid rock climber, participating in both indoor and outdoor competitions and rapidly improving his skills. Caldwell's competitive spirit and natural athleticism propelled him to the top of the junior climbing scene, earning him recognition as one of the most promising young climbers in the United States. While attending Boulder High School in Colorado, Caldwell further honed his climbing skills. He soon joined the prestigious Boulder climbing community, a group of elite athletes that included future climbing legends. It was during these formative years that Caldwell began focusing on sport climbing and developing his abilities on some of the toughest climbing routes in the world. His early years in climbing set the stage for what would become one of the most extraordinary careers in the history of the sport. The rise of a climbing legend. In the late 1990s, Tommy Caldwell's skills began to catch the attention of the climbing world. By this time, he had developed a reputation for tackling some of the hardest routes on the planet and began to establish himself as one of the most promising climbers in the U.S. His technical skill, combined with his ability to maintain focus under pressure, set him apart from his peers. Caldwell's big break came in 2000 when he climbed the first ascent of the Monkey Face at Smith Rock in Oregon, one of the most difficult and technical ascents at the time. This accomplishment was a key milestone in his career, proving his ability to push the boundaries of what was thought possible in sport climbing. It set him up for an even more successful career in the years to follow. In 2004, Caldwell reached a major turning point in his climbing career when he completed a free ascent of the El Capitan's Dawn Wall in Yosemite National Park. While not the first to ascend the famous monolith, Caldwell was among the few to tackle the challenge using the free climbing method, which involves climbing without ropes or protection. His boldness and technical skill were put to the test, and it was this daring ascent that cemented Caldwell's place in the pantheon of legendary climbers. Career peak and main achievements. Tommy Caldwell's career reached its peak when he became famous for his incredible feat on El Capitan's Dawn Wall. The Dawn Wall, a section of El Capitan that many had considered impossible to free climb due to its extreme difficulty and exposure. Stretching over 3,000 feet and featuring some of the toughest rock climbing pitches in the world. The Dawn Wall had been attempted by several climbers before Caldwell, but it was Caldwell's drive, skill, and resolve that made him the first person to climb it in its entirety without aid. In 2015, after years of meticulous planning and preparation, Caldwell and fellow climber Kevin Jorgensen embarked on their historic free ascent of the Dawn Wall. The pair faced extreme challenges along the way, including technical difficulties, harsh weather conditions, and mental and physical exhaustion. Yet Caldwell's determination never wavered, and after 19 days of climbing, the duo successfully reached the summit of El Capitan. This was an unprecedented achievement in the world of climbing and was hailed as one of the greatest athletic feats of the 21st century. The ascent of the Dawn Wall only made Tommy Caldwell a household name in the climbing community, but also brought widespread attention to the sport of rock climbing. Caldwell's success was a testament to his unparalleled determination, technique, and mental fortitude. It also showcased his ability to push the boundaries of human performance in climbing, redefining what was considered possible in the sport. In addition to his Dawn Wall ascent, Caldwell has also achieved numerous other impressive feats in his climbing career. He has free-climbed several of the world's hardest routes, including Perfecto Mundo in Cochamó, Chile, and the nose of El Capitan in Yosemite, among others. Caldwell's focus has not only been on completing difficult routes, but also on pushing the sport forward, exploring new methods of climbing, and inspiring the next generation of climbers. Caldwell's achievements have earned him numerous accolades and awards, including the Pilot d'Or, the Oscar of Climbing, which recognizes outstanding mountaineering feats. He has also been featured in numerous documentaries and climbing films, including The Dawn Wall, which chronicled his legendary ascent and garnered widespread acclaim. Caldwell's legacy is further cemented through his advocacy for the climbing community and his dedication to advancing the sport. Final years and legacy. In the years following the Dawn Wall ascent, Tommy Caldwell has continued to climb at an elite level, but has shifted some of his focus to other aspects of his life. While still an active climber, Caldwell has become more involved in the world of climbing expeditions, conservation, and mentorship. His emphasis on mental preparation and the psychological challenges of climbing has also led him to become a speaker at various events, where he shares his insights into the mental game of climbing and life. Caldwell's role as a mentor in the climbing community is a key part of his legacy. He has taken on young climbers, offering guidance, inspiration, and advice to those looking to follow in his footsteps. He believes in the importance of giving back to the community that helped shape his career, and he has worked to help elevate the sport through education and outreach. In addition to his climbing career, Caldwell has increasingly focused on family life. He is married to fellow climber Rebecca "Becky" Caldwell, and the couple has 2 children. Despite the demanding nature of his climbing career, Caldwell has made time to be a present and involved father. He frequently speaks about the balance he has found between his passion for climbing and his desire to spend time with his family. In recent years, Caldwell has also become more involved in environmental and conservation efforts, using his platform to raise awareness about the need for the preservation of natural climbing areas and the protection of the environment. His efforts to promote sustainability in climbing reflect his deep love and respect for the natural world and his desire to ensure that future generations of climbers will have access to the pristine climbing areas that have shaped his life. Tommy Caldwell's legacy. Tommy Caldwell's legacy as one of the world's greatest climbers is secure. His free climb of the Dawn Wall has set a new standard for what is possible in rock climbing, and his ability to balance elite performance with a sense of humility and environmental responsibility has made him one of the sport's most respected figures. Caldwell's approach to climbing, rooted in meticulous preparation, mental strength, and physical excellence, has inspired climbers around the world to pursue their own ambitions and challenge the limits of human potential. As he continues to explore new frontiers in climbing, Caldwell remains a vital figure in the climbing community. His story is not only one of remarkable athletic achievement, but also one of resilience, determination, and the pursuit of greatness. Through his accomplishments, mentorship, and advocacy for the environment, Caldwell has solidified his place as one of the most influential figures in the history of rock climbing, leaving an indelible mark on the sport that will endure for generations to come. Tommy Caldwell's journey, a testament to the power of passion, perseverance, and the pursuit of excellence, and it serves as a source of inspiration to adventurers and athletes around the world. Alex Honnold was born on August 17, 1985, in Sacramento, California, to parents Deirdre and Charles Honnold. Raised in an environment where adventure and outdoor activities were highly encouraged, Honnold developed a love for the natural world at a young age. His parents, both intellectuals, were supportive of his passion, but didn't push him toward any specific path, allowing him to explore his interests freely. Honnold's early years were marked by a natural affinity for climbing, and he spent much of his time scaling rocks and boulders in the surrounding Sacramento foothills. By the age of 11, Honnold had already begun to exhibit his climbing prowess. He began taking trips to the Sierra Nevada mountains, where he explored the granite cliffs that would eventually become some of his most iconic climbing destinations. Throughout his teenage years, he continued to climb, learning various techniques and improving his skills. However, Honnold's commitment to climbing went beyond casual recreation. He was driven by a singular goal to climb at the highest levels and push the boundaries of what was possible. Honnold's passion for climbing continued to grow, but his early life was not without its challenges. He attended Oak Ridge High School in El Dorado Hills, California, where he was an average student but remained intensely focused on climbing. His academic performance was not a priority for him. Instead, he found himself increasingly immersed in the climbing community, where he met like-minded individuals who shared his ambitions. Honnold would later attend University of California, Berkeley, where he studied engineering. Although he pursued his degree with diligence, his heart was fully committed to climbing, and he continued to hone his craft on the side, the rise of a climbing legend. After finishing college, Alex Honnold began to focus solely on his climbing career, a decision that marked the start of a legendary journey in the sport of rock climbing. He quickly gained attention for his bold approach to climbing, particularly in the niche of free solo climbing, a form of climbing where the climber ascends a rock face without the use of ropes, harnesses, or safety gear. Honnold's commitment to free soloing was revolutionary, and his style was defined by his meticulous approach to preparation and his unparalleled physical and mental control. Unlike traditional climbers who rely on ropes and protection, free solo climbers must rely entirely on their skill, strength, and focus to ascend the wall. This discipline requires not only exceptional physical ability, but also a mental toughness and composure that few climbers possess. One of Honnold's earliest achievements in free solo climbing was his ascent of Half Dome in Yosemite National Park in 2008. This iconic climb marked a significant milestone in his career, as it demonstrated his growing ability to climb some of the most difficult and dangerous routes without the use of ropes. The climb took him just over 2 hours, and while many considered it a remarkable feat, it was only the beginning of what would become a career defined by record-breaking climbs and death-defying ascents. Honnold's approach to climbing was both pragmatic and daring. He would meticulously study the routes he planned to ascend, memorizing each hold and step before attempting the climb. This obsessive attention to detail and preparation set him apart from other climbers and became a hallmark of his style. Career peak and main achievements. Alex Honnold's career reached its peak in 2017, when he accomplished what many consider the impossible, a free solo ascent of El Capitan in Yosemite National Park. The climb was unprecedented in the world of rock climbing and was widely regarded as one of the greatest athletic achievements of all time. El Capitan, a 3,000-foot-tall granite monolith, had been climbed by many of the world's best climbers, but no one had ever attempted to free solo the route, let alone succeed. The climb was incredibly difficult, with features that required exceptional strength, balance, and precision. The sheer risk involved in free soloing El Capitan was unprecedented, as even a minor mistake could result in death. Yet, Honnold, known for his calm demeanor and precise approach, prepared for the climb with unwavering dedication. The free solo ascent of El Capitan, which took place on June 3, 2017, took Honnold approximately 3 hours and 56 minutes to complete. As he made his way up the sheer rock face without ropes, the world watched in awe. Honnold's mental fortitude and physical skill were on full display as he executed moves that had been considered impossible for a free solo climb. The ascent was captured in the documentary film Free Solo, which won the Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature in 2019. The success of the El Capitan free solo ascent not only solidified Honnold's place in history, but also brought attention to the sport of rock climbing in a way that had never been seen before. The climb was a testament to Honnold's dedication to the sport, his preparation, and his exceptional skill. It also sparked important discussions about the risks associated with free solo climbing, as well as the mental challenges that climbers face when attempting such dangerous feats. Beyond El Capitan, Honnold has accomplished numerous other feats in the world of free solo climbing. He has made successful free solo ascents of some of the most difficult and iconic routes in the world, including the regular northwest face of Half Dome in Yosemite, Moonlight Buttress in Zion National Park, and the Phoenix in the Red Rocks of Nevada. Each of these climbs pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible in the sport, and Honnold's ability to consistently perform at the highest level earned him widespread recognition and respect within the climbing community. Final years and legacy. While Alex Honnold's career remains active, he has shifted his focus in recent years to other pursuits within the climbing world and beyond. His monumental El Capitan ascent in 2017 garnered worldwide attention, but it also prompted Honnold to reflect on the future of his climbing career. Though he continues to climb, his priorities have shifted slightly. He has become a prominent advocate for the environmental and climate change movement, using his platform to promote sustainability and environmental responsibility. In addition to his environmental activism, Honnold has also focused on philanthropy. In 2014, he founded the Honnold Foundation, a nonprofit organization that aims to promote solar energy and renewable technologies in underserved communities around the world. His foundation works to improve access to clean energy and reduce the environmental impact of fossil fuels, particularly in regions of the world where energy access is limited. Honnold has also been a frequent speaker and presenter at climbing events, and he continues to inspire climbers, athletes, and adventurers around the world. He has become known not only for his climbing achievements, but also for his calm demeanor, humility, and focus on the mental aspects of the sport. His approach to climbing, which blends meticulous preparation with the courage to take on seemingly impossible challenges, has become a model for aspiring climbers everywhere. In recent years, Honnold has appeared in a number of media outlets and documentaries, continuing to spread his message of mental resilience, adventure, and environmental consciousness. His involvement in free solo elevated him to a global audience, and his story continues to inspire millions of people who view him as a symbol of perseverance, courage, and the pursuit of greatness. As Honnold moves into his 30s and 40s, he has indicated that his approach to climbing may evolve, but his commitment to pushing the limits of human potential remains unshaken. He remains one of the most influential and respected figures in the world of rock climbing, known for his exceptional skill, unwavering dedication, and willingness to challenge the status quo. Legacy and influence. Alex Honnold's legacy in the world of climbing are undeniable. His accomplishments, particularly his free solo ascent of El Capitan, have forever changed the landscape of the sport. He has redefined what is possible in rock climbing, pushing the boundaries of human performance and mental strength. Honnold's contributions to the sport have earned him a place in the annals of climbing history, and his influence extends far beyond the climbing world. Honnold's ability to combine mental focus, physical skill, and environmental consciousness has made him an icon in both the climbing community and the broader world. Through his foundation, his environmental advocacy, and his dedication to challenging the status quo, Alex Honnold has inspired countless individuals to pursue their own passions. take risks, and make a difference in the world. As he continues to inspire the next generation of climbers and adventurers, Honnold's legacy will remain an enduring testament to the power of human potential and the pursuit of excellence. Adam Ondra was born on February 5, 1993, in Brno, Czech Republic. From a very young age, Ondra was exposed to physical challenges and an active lifestyle. His parents, both avid athletes, recognized their son's natural inclination for movement and encouraged him to pursue various sports. However, it was in rock climbing that Ondra found his true passion. At the age of 6, Adam started climbing, first at a local climbing gym and later on outdoor rock faces. His parents introduced him to the sport, and soon, Adam showed an exceptional aptitude for climbing. His talent was apparent early on, and by the time he was 9 years old, he was already competing in youth competitions, where he rapidly became known for his technical skill, determination, and ability to scale challenging routes with ease. Climbing, which combines both physical strength and mental focus, quickly became Ondra's obsession. He trained relentlessly, and by the time he was a teenager, he was already setting national records in both bouldering and lead climbing. His early achievements included victories in youth competitions, and by the age of 14, he was already competing at an international level. Adam's development as a climber was further accelerated by his commitment to not only competing, but also exploring different forms of climbing. His fascination with both indoor and outdoor climbing pushed him to train on diverse terrains, ranging from steep walls to natural rock faces. He began to travel internationally to challenge himself on some of the world's most difficult climbing routes, rise to prominence and career peak. Ondra's rise in the climbing world came swiftly. In 2008, at the age of 15, he became the youngest ever climber to ascend a 9A 5.14D route, a significant milestone in the world of sport climbing. His feat was regarded as a breakthrough in the sport, and it was clear that he had the potential to become one of the best climbers in the world. The route he ascended, Realization, located in Sousse, France, was one of the hardest in the world at the time. His climbing accomplishments continued to pile up in the following years. In 2009, Ondra became the first person in history to complete the world's most difficult sport climbing route, La Dura Dura, a 5.15C9B plus route in Spain, and soon after, he became the youngest climber ever to ascend a 5.15B9B route with his climb of Botanica in the Czech Republic. However, it was 2014 that marked a truly groundbreaking year for Ondra. At 21 years old, he made history by becoming the first climber ever to win both the bouldering and lead World Cups in the same season. His mastery of both disciplines in the same calendar year demonstrated his versatility and range as a climber. Additionally, Ondra won his first world championship in lead climbing at the 2014 IFSC World Climbing Championship, and his dominance in the sport was cemented with a series of victories at the World Cup level. The following year, Ondra continued to make history by climbing the first ever ascent of Silence, a 5.15D 9 billion route in Flatanger Cave in Norway. This difficult climb pushed the boundaries of sport climbing even further, with Silence becoming the hardest confirmed route in the world at the time. Ondra's ascent of Silence solidified his status as one of the most groundbreaking climbers in the history of the sport. In addition to his accomplishments in sport climbing, Ondra also became an influential figure in the world of bouldering. He climbed some of the hardest bouldering problems worldwide, including several routes in the United States, and gained recognition for his consistent success in outdoor competitions as well. As a versatile athlete, Ondra continued to excel across various climbing disciplines, ranging from indoor competitions to more difficult outdoor routes. Main achievements and legacy. Adam Ondra's climbing career has been marked by numerous achievements that are unparalleled in the world of sport climbing. Among his most significant achievements, his consistency in climbing the most difficult routes, his versatility across multiple disciplines, and his ability to push the boundaries of what is possible in the sport. Some of Andre's most impressive achievements include becoming the first person to complete a 5.15d 9 billion route. His ascent of silence in Flatinger Cave, Norway, remains a pivotal moment in climbing history. Winning the lead and bouldering World Cups in 2014, this feat demonstrated his exceptional ability in both lead climbing and bouldering, making him the most well-rounded climber in the world. World Championship titles. Andre won multiple IFSC World Championships, including titles in lead climbing and bouldering, which solidified his dominance in the sport at the global level. Numerous first ascents of iconic routes. Andre's commitment to exploring new climbing challenges and achieving first ascents of some of the world's most difficult routes has earned him a reputation as an innovator in climbing. Breaking records in outdoor climbing. Andre's numerous successful ascents of 5.15 and 5.14d routes around the world have pushed the sport to new limits. Climbing multiple multi-pitch routes in extreme conditions. As a climber who enjoys the challenge of large rock walls and alpine climbing, Andre also tackled difficult multi-pitch climbs in Yosemite and Patagonia. These feats demonstrated his ability to handle the pressure of climbing in difficult environments, both technically and mentally. Andre's success has not only been about his climbing feats, but also his approach to the sport. He is known for his dedication to training, using cutting-edge techniques and technology to improve his performance. His technical ability, mental toughness, and his humble attitude toward climbing have earned him the respect of fellow climbers and fans alike. Andre has been an advocate for the sport and has contributed significantly to the growth of climbing globally, particularly as the sport gained recognition in the Olympic event in the 2020 Summer Games, final years and future aspirations. Though still in the prime of his career, Adam Ondra has already accomplished what many would consider a lifetime of achievements. In recent years, he has continued to push the boundaries of the sport, focusing on the mental and physical aspects of climbing. Ondra's pursuit of excellence remains unrelenting, and as he enters the next chapter of his career, he is setting his sights on new goals. One of his most notable challenges is his pursuit of climbing in the Olympics. As sport climbing made its debut in the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Ondra was one of the top competitors, representing the Czech Republic on the world stage. Although he did not win a medal in the Olympic event, his participation was a milestone in his career, showcasing his continued relevance in the competitive climbing world. Beyond the Olympics, Ondra's future goals include further first ascents in remote locations, continuing to challenge his limits on increasingly difficult routes, and mentoring young climbers. His deep passion for climbing, combined with his goal of making the sport more accessible, continues to drive his aspirations. Outside of climbing, Ondra has also become a prominent public figure in the Czech Republic. He has used his platform to raise awareness about issues such as conservation, environmental responsibility, and the future of climbing. As a professional climber, he has played a crucial role in raising the profile of the sport globally and continues to inspire climbers everywhere. Adam Ondra's legacy. Adam Ondra's legacy is defined by his relentless pursuit of climbing excellence, his groundbreaking ascents, and his transformative impact on the sport of climbing. He has redefined what is possible in both sport climbing and bouldering, inspiring climbers around the world to push beyond their limits. Ondra's achievements, including his ascent of silence, his multiple World Cup victories, and his status as a versatile and innovative climber, have made him one of the greatest climbers of all time. As a pioneer of modern climbing, his legacy will undoubtedly influence generations to come, and his name will be synonymous with the evolution of the sport. In the years ahead, Ondra is sure to continue breaking barriers and inspiring climbers worldwide. His journey is a testament to the power of dedication, passion, and the pursuit of excellence values that define the essence of sport climbing. Emmett James Smith III was born on May 15, 1969, in Pensacola, Florida, to Mary and Emmett Smith Jr. Raised in a tight-knit African-American family, Emmett was introduced to sports at a young age, often participating in various athletic activities, including football, basketball, and track. It was football, however, where his talent truly shone. Growing up in the state of Florida, where football, a passion, Emmett excelled in high school football, becoming a standout running back at Pine Forest High School in Pensacola. Emmett's high school success caught the attention of college scouts, leading him to earn a scholarship to play football at the prestigious University of Florida. At Florida, Smith's raw talent was refined, and he became one of the top running backs in college football. Under the guidance of head coach Steve Spurrier, Emmett made an immediate impact. In his freshman year in 1987, he rushed for 801 yards, setting the stage for a stellar career with the Gators. Over the course of his college career, Emmett continued to dominate. In his final season at Florida in 1989, he rushed for 1,599 yards and 13 touchdowns, finishing as the Southeastern Conference's second leading rusher. His performance helped him become a consensus All-American, and he left Florida as the school's all-time leader in rushing yards, a distinction he still holds. Emmett's collegiate achievements set him up for a future in the NFL draft and early years with the Dallas Cowboys. In 1990, Emmitt Smith was selected by the Dallas Cowboys as the 17th overall pick in the first round of the NFL draft. Coming into the league, he faced the challenge of proving himself among the competition, but there was no doubt about his talent. Emmett had the size, speed, and vision to thrive as an NFL running back, and the Cowboys were eager to utilize his skills. Smith's rookie season in the NFL in 1990 was a strong start. He rushed for 937 yards and 11 touchdowns, despite the Cowboys' struggles as a team. However, it wasn't until 1991 that Emmett truly began to establish himself as one of the NFL's premier running backs. In just his second season, Smith rushed for 1,563 yards and 17 touchdowns, showcasing his remarkable ability to control games with his powerful running style. By 1992, under head coach Jimmy Johnson, Emmett and the Cowboys were ready to make their mark on the NFL, with a strong supporting cast that included quarterback Troy Aikman, wide receiver Michael Irvin, and offensive linemen Nate Newton and Larry Allen. The Cowboys had the pieces necessary for success. That year, Emmett was pivotal in leading the Cowboys to their first Super Bowl title in 15 years. He rushed for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl XXVII victory over the Buffalo Bills, earning the Super Bowl MVP award. Career peak, dominance, and championships. Emmitt Smith's career truly reached its peak during the mid-1990s, when he became one of the most dominant forces in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys of the 1990s are regarded as one of the greatest teams in NFL history, and Emmitt Smith was at the center of their offensive powerhouse. The combination of his consistent rushing, the strong offensive line, and the precision of quarterback Troy Aikman made the Cowboys nearly unstoppable. In 1993, Emmitt Smith captured his first NFL MVP award after a remarkable season in which he rushed for a career-high 1,713 yards and 18 touchdowns. His ability to churn out yards consistently and make plays in critical moments helped the Cowboys finish with a 12-4 record and secure the NFC East title. Smith's success on the field was highlighted by his incredible durability and toughness, as he played through injuries and consistently delivered when it mattered most. That year, the Cowboys went on to win the Super Bowl XXVIII against the Buffalo Bills for the second consecutive year. Emmett rushed for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game, cementing his legacy as one of the top playoff performers of his era. The victory gave the Cowboys their 4th Super Bowl title and confirmed that Emmitt Smith was among the greatest running backs in NFL history. In 1995, Emmett was at his absolute best. He led the league with 1,773 rushing yards and 25 touchdowns. helping the Cowboys win their third Super Bowl in just 4 years. His spectacular season included several game-winning performances, including his dominant efforts in key matchups against division rivals. Emmitt's ability to run through defenders, break tackles, and make crucial plays in high-pressure situations was unmatched. With a Super Bowl 30 victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers to cap off the season, Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys were firmly established as the team of the decade. Smith's performance in the postseason continued to shine as he set numerous records, including becoming the all-time leading rusher in NFL postseason history. He was awarded his third NFL Offensive Player of the Year award in 1995, further solidifying his status as one of the NFL's all-time greats. Main achievements and records. Emmitt Smith's NFL career is defined by his sustained excellence and remarkable consistency over a 15-year period. He is regarded as one of the greatest running backs of all time, and his list of accomplishments speaks for itself. 3 Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl 27, 28, 30. Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl 27. NFL MVP 1993. 8 Pro Bowl selection 1990-1993, 1994, 1995, 1997, 1998, 1999, 2001. For First Team All-Pro 1991, 1992, 1993, 1994, NFL All-Decade Team of the 1990s. NFL all-time leading rusher with 18,355 yards. 160 for career rushing touchdowns, most in NFL history. Led an NFL in rushing yards for times 1991, 1992, 1993, 1995. 1,000 rushing yards in 11 seasons. Inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2010. Smith's place in NFL history is undeniable. He finished his career as the NFL's all-time leading rusher, surpassing Walter Payton's previous record of 16,726 rushing yards. His achievement of 18,355 yards was a testament to his longevity, consistency, and ability to perform year after year at a high level. Final years, decline and retirement. As Smith entered his late 30s, the wear and tear of his long career began to take a toll. After spending the majority of his career with the Dallas Cowboys, Smith was released by the team in 2003. He then signed with the Arizona Cardinals in 2003, where he spent his final 2 seasons. Despite being in the twilight of his career, Emmitt Smith was still productive. In his first season with the Cardinals, he surpassed the 18,000-yard mark and became the first player in NFL history to do so. In 2004, Smith retired from the NFL, leaving behind an unparalleled legacy. Over the course of his career, he amassed 18,355 rushing yards, 164 rushing touchdowns, and more than 26,000 all-purpose yards, placing him among the most accomplished players in the history of the league. Smith was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2010, where his legendary career was immortalized. Legacy and final years. After retiring from football, Emmitt Smith remained involved in various business ventures, philanthropy, and media appearances. He became a prominent businessman and community leader, using his platform to promote charitable causes and make a positive impact in communities across the United States. Smith also made several appearances on reality TV and sports analysis shows, showcasing his personality and continuing to be a relevant figure in the sports world. His remarkable contributions to football were celebrated by fans and fellow athletes, ensuring that he remains one of the sport's most beloved figures. Emmitt Smith's legacy extends far beyond his incredible stats and championships. He is remembered as a player who embodied hard work, determination, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. His impact on the game of football, his influence in the community, and his status as one of the greatest running backs in NFL history make him a true icon of the sport. Deion Lewin Sanders was born on August 9, 1967, in Fort Myers, Florida, to Connie and Mims Sanders. Growing up in the Sunshine State, Deion exhibited a natural aptitude for sports from an early age. His athletic talents were immediately apparent, and by the time he reached high school at North Fort Myers High School, Sanders had already established himself a multi-sport star. He excelled in football, baseball, and track, and his athleticism caught the attention of scouts across the country. Sanders attended Florida State University FSU, where he continued to shine in both football and baseball. At FSU, he played for legendary coach Bobby Bowden, and his speed and playmaking ability quickly made him one of the most exciting players in college football. Sanders played defensive back for the Seminoles, earning All-American honors and a reputation as a lockdown cornerback. He also ran track, participated in the long jump, and played baseball, showcasing his diverse athletic abilities. In addition to his on-field prowess, Sanders' personality and flair made him stand out. His swagger, confidence, and showmanship made him a fan favorite, and the nickname Primetime soon became synonymous with his larger-than-life persona. Sanders' dual-sport potential was undeniable, and it was clear that he was destined for greatness in multiple arenas: professional football and baseball career. Deion Sanders entered the professional world in 1989 when he was selected by the Atlanta Falcons with the 5th overall pick in the NFL draft. In addition to football, Sanders had already committed to playing professional baseball and was signed to the New York Yankees in 1989 as well. This remarkable dual-sport career was unprecedented, and Sanders quickly became known as one of the most exciting athletes in both the NFL and MLB. In the NFL, Sanders immediately made an impact. As a rookie, he started at cornerback for the Falcons and showcased his exceptional speed, agility, and playmaking skills. Sanders' ability to cover wide receivers, as well as his instinctive ball skills, allowed him to make quick interceptions and change the momentum of games. His flashy, boisterous style earned him both fans and critics, but he was undeniably effective on the field. Over the course of his 14-year NFL career, Sanders played for several teams, including the Atlanta Falcons, San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, Washington Football Team, and Baltimore Ravens. He quickly gained recognition as one of the most dominant and versatile cornerbacks in the history of the game. Sanders was known for his incredible speed, agility, and ball skills, which allowed him to cover wide receivers with ease and make game-changing plays. NFL career peak and main achievements. Sanders' peak in the NFL came in the 1990s, when he became widely regarded as one of the best defensive players in the league. Throughout his career, Sanders earned a reputation for his ability to shut down opposing receivers, often rendering them invisible for entire games. He was a true shutdown corner, and his ability to read quarterbacks and anticipate passes made him an extremely difficult player to play against. Sanders reached the pinnacle of his career in 1994 when he signed with the San Francisco 49ers. That year, he helped lead the 49ers to a Super Bowl XXIX victory, defeating the San Diego Chargers. Sanders' performance in the Super Bowl was a highlight of his career, as he recorded an interception and played a key role in the 49ers defense. That victory marked his first Super Bowl championship and solidified his legacy as a true game-changer. However, it was his time with the Dallas Cowboys that would further cement his place among the NFL's elite. Sanders joined the Cowboys in 1995, where he formed a feared defensive unit alongside players like Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. In his first season with the Cowboys, Sanders helped lead the team to a Super Bowl XXX victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers, adding his second Super Bowl ring to his collection. Throughout his career, Sanders earned 8 Pro Bowl selections, 6 first-team All-Pro selections, and 2 NFL Defensive Player of the Year awards in 1994 and 1995. His career totals include 53 interceptions and 9 defensive touchdowns, showcasing his ability to make impact plays at any moment. Sanders' performance on the field not only earned him accolades, but also made him one of the most marketable and recognizable athletes of his generation. In addition to his defensive prowess, Sanders was also a dynamic kick and punt returner. His speed and elusiveness made him a constant threat in the return game, and he scored 6 career return touchdowns. His electrifying style of play, marked by his confident celebrations, flashy attire, and unparalleled athleticism, made him a cultural icon in the 1990s. Dual sport career, baseball achievements. Deion Sanders' baseball career is equally impressive, although his time on the diamond was often overshadowed by his football exploits. After being drafted by the New York Yankees in 1988, Sanders played in the major leagues for several teams, including the Yankees, Atlanta Braves, Cincinnati Reds, and San Francisco Giants. His baseball career, while not as distinguished as his football one, was still remarkable given the demands of balancing two professional sports simultaneously. Sanders was a dynamic outfielder, known for his speed and ability to cover ground in center field. He played in 641 MLB games, primarily as center fielder, and batted for a .263 average with 39 home runs and 168 RBIs. Sanders was also a base-stealing threat, totaling 186 stolen bases in his baseball career. He played in the 1992 World Series with the Atlanta Braves, where his contributions helped the team reach the Fall Classic, although the Braves lost to the Toronto Blue Jays. Sanders made history by becoming the only athlete to play in both an NFL game and a Major League Baseball game on the same day, showcasing his remarkable athleticism and determination. His ability to excel in both football and baseball at the highest levels is a testament to his versatility and commitment to both sports. Final years and retirement. As Sanders entered the latter stages of his career, his performances in both football and baseball began to slow down to injuries and the natural progression of age. After playing for 14 seasons in the NFL, Sanders retired from football after the 2000 season. He had already stepped away from baseball after the 2001 season, ending his dual sport career. Despite his retirement, Deion Sanders remained a larger-than-life figure in the sports world. He became a prominent sports analyst, commentator, and coach. In 2011, Sanders became the head coach of the Trinity Christian School football team in Cedar Hill, Texas, where he focused on mentoring young athletes and shaping their lives both on and off the field. Deion Sanders made an impact far beyond his playing days. His personality and showmanship continued to resonate with fans, and he became one of the most recognizable figures in sports media. He has continued to make significant contributions to various charitable causes and remains a key figure in both the sports and entertainment industries. Legacy and influence. Deion Sanders' legacy is that of a trailblazer in the sports world, someone who shattered conventions and defied expectations. He is the epitome of versatility, excelling at the highest level in two professional sports. His nickname Primetime remains synonymous with greatness, flash, and confidence. Sanders' unparalleled combination of athletic ability, charisma, and showmanship changed the way athletes approach their roles in the public eye. Off the field, Sanders has remained active in a number of business ventures, including media, fashion, and real estate. His work as a broadcaster and analyst has kept him relevant in the sports world, and he continues to be a sought-after figure for television appearances and endorsements. Deion Sanders' influence extends beyond sports. He demonstrated the value of embracing one's uniqueness and confidence, inspiring athletes and individuals across the world. His legacy is a reminder that greatness comes not only from raw talent, but also from the willingness to take risks and break barriers. Deion Sanders' life and career are a shining example of what it means to be a true multi-sport legend. From his electrifying performances on the football field and baseball diamond to his post-career endeavors, Sanders has undoubtedly earned his place one of the most iconic athletes of all time. Walter Jerry Payton was born on July 25, 1954, in Columbia, Mississippi, to Peter and Allen Payton. The youngest of 4 children, Payton grew up in a small town where sports were an essential part of community life. His athleticism and passion for football were evident from an early age, and he quickly became known for his speed, agility, and competitive spirit. Payton was not only a standout on the football field, but also excelled in track and field, basketball, and baseball, showcasing his versatility as an athlete. Payton attended Columbia High School, where he became a football sensation. He played running back and was named an All-State selection after leading his team to several victories. His performance on the high school gridiron earned him a scholarship to play college football at the University of Jackson State, now Jackson State University, an historically black college in Jackson, Mississippi. At Jackson State, Payton became a dominant force in college football, breaking numerous school records. He quickly made a name for himself as a powerful yet elusive running back with an impressive combination of speed and strength. Payton's performances at Jackson State earned him recognition as one of the best college football players in the country. During his collegiate career, Payton rushed for 3,563 yards and scored 66 touchdowns, cementing his status as a rising star. NFL career, Chicago Bears and the birth of sweetness. Walter Payton's journey to the NFL began in 1975, when he was selected by the Chicago Bears with the 4th overall pick in the NFL draft. Payton's transition to the NFL was highly anticipated, as he was viewed as one of the most complete running backs to enter the league in years. The Bears, coming off several seasons of mediocrity, were looking for a player who could bring excitement and success to the team, and Payton was that player. In his rookie season, Payton quickly established himself as a force to be reckoned with. Despite playing behind a struggling offensive line, he managed to rush for 679 yards and score 9 touchdowns. His early success was a harbinger of the greatness to come. Payton's ability to combine vision, speed, power, and elusive moves made him one of the most exciting players in the league. It didn't take long for fans to start calling him Sweetness, a nickname that stuck for the entirety of his career, symbolizing his graceful running style and sweet moves on the field. Over the next few seasons, Payton continued to dominate, earning Pro Bowl selections and breaking numerous Bears and NFL records. His hard-nosed running style, combined with his unrelenting work ethic and leadership on the field, made him a fan favorite and a respected figure throughout the league. Payton became the face of the Chicago Bears and the heart of their offense. Career peak, Super Bowl glory and record-breaking achievements. The height of Payton's career came during the 1985 season, one of the most legendary in NFL history. The Chicago Bears, led by coach Mike Ditka, fielded one of the most dominant teams the league had ever seen. The team's defense, known as the Monsters of the Midway, was suffocating, but it was Payton's leadership and talent on offense that provided the balance necessary to propel the team to the top. In the regular season, Payton rushed for over 1,500 yards and scored 9 touchdowns, while also contributing a receiver out of the backfield. His skill set as both a runner and a pass catcher made him one of the most versatile and dangerous offensive weapons in the league. His ability to break tackles and elude defenders made him nearly unstoppable, and he was central to the Bears' success that season. In Super Bowl 20, the Bears faced the New England Patriots and triumphed 46-10, securing their first NFL championship in 22 years. Although Payton rushed for only 61 yards in the game, his leadership was crucial, and he played a key role in the Bears' offensive success. His performance throughout the season had been stellar, and the team's victory in the Super Bowl cemented Payton's legacy as one of the greatest running backs in NFL history. By this point, Payton had already amassed numerous accolades, including NFL MVP honors in 1977 and multiple All-Pro selections. He was the cornerstone of the Bears' offense for nearly a decade and was known for his incredible consistency and durability. Peyton finished the 1985 season as the NFL's leading rusher and continued to play at an elite level for years to come. Main achievements and record-breaking milestones. Throughout his 13-season NFL career, Walter Payton accumulated some of the most impressive records in league history. His ability to combine speed, strength, and intelligence on the field allowed him to achieve several milestones that have since become synonymous with his name. Some of his key achievements include NFL MVP 1977, 9 Pro Bowl selection 1977, 1978, 1,980 1,983, 1,985 1,987, 6 First-Team All-Pro 1977, 1978, 1,980 1,983, NFL Offensive Player of the Year 1977, 1985, NFL Rushing Yards Leader 1977, 1978, 1985, 1986, NFL Career Rushing Leader with 16,726 rushing yards, a record he held until 2002, when Emmitt Smith broke it. 110 career rushing touchdowns, ranking among the best in NFL history. Pro Football Hall of Fame induction in 1993. Peyton's longevity and ability to perform at a high level year after year that truly set him apart from other great running backs. His durability, combined with his remarkable vision and elusive running style, allowed him to break numerous records, including becoming the NFL's all-time leader in rushing yards and total yards from scrimmage at the time of his retirement. Perhaps one of Peyton's most enduring legacies is his commitment to excellence both on and off the field. His approach to training, discipline, and leadership inspired his teammates and earned him the respect of his opponents. Whether through his incredible ability to break tackles, his relentless drive to succeed, or his selfless attitude, Peyton became the ultimate symbol of hard work and dedication. Final years and retirement. Walter Payton's final years in the NFL were marked by the declining health of his body, but not his competitive spirit. As Peyton entered his late 30s, injuries began to take a toll on his body. Despite his age and wear, he continued to play at a high level, though it became increasingly clear that his career was nearing its end. In 1987, Peyton's role in the Bears' offense began to diminish as the team transitioned to younger players, including running back Neil Anderson. Still, Peyton's ability to make big plays and his leadership remained invaluable. By the end of the 1987 season, Peyton had made the difficult decision to retire, walking away from the game as one of the most beloved and respected players in NFL history. After his retirement, Peyton remained active in the Chicago community and in various charitable endeavors. His philanthropic work focused on children's causes, and he often participated in charity events and fundraising efforts. Peyton's charisma and humble nature made him a popular figure in Chicago, where he had spent the entirety of his NFL career. Legacy and influence. On November 1, 1999, the sports world was rocked by the tragic passing of Walter Payton at the age of 45 after a battle with primary sclerosing cholangitis, a rare liver disease. His death left an indelible mark on the NFL and the entire sports community. His funeral was attended by friends, family, teammates, and fans, all of whom reflected on his legacy both as a football player and a human being. In his honor, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award was created, an annual award given to an NFL player who demonstrates excellence both on the field and in the community. The award serves as a tribute to Payton's charitable work and leadership off the field. Payton's impact on the NFL and on football as a whole remains profound. His name will forever be associated with toughness, consistency, and grace. The running back position may have evolved, but Payton's combination of vision, speed, and leadership is still the standard by which great backs are measured. His legacy transcends the field, and he remains a beacon of what it means to be both a great athlete and a great person. Walter Payton's story is one of resilience, determination, and an unyielding will to succeed, and he will forever be remembered as one of the greatest to ever play the game. His memory lives on in the hearts of fans, in the hearts of players who admire him, and in the records that continue to bear his name. Terry Paxton Bradshaw was born on September 2, 1948, in Shreveport, Louisiana, to Bill and Novice Bradshaw. Raised in a football-crazed region, Terry's passion for the sport was sparked early. Growing up in the small town of Shreveport, he became immersed in football, a young boy, playing quarterback for his high school team. He attended Woodlawn High School, where he earned all-state honors and developed the skills that would lead to a storied career. Bradshaw's success at the high school level made him a coveted recruit, and in 1966, he joined the Louisiana Tech University Bulldogs football team. Despite some initial struggles and a lack of recognition compared to other top quarterbacks, Terry eventually blossomed into a star at Louisiana Tech. Playing under coach Maxie Lambright, he became known for his rocket arm, powerful throws, and leadership on the field. By the time Bradshaw completed his college career, he had set several school records for passing yards, touchdowns, and completions. His play during his senior year, in particular, caught the attention of NFL scouts. In 1970, he declared for the NFL draft, a decision that would change the course of football history. NFL career, Pittsburgh Steelers and early struggles. In 1970, Terry Bradshaw was selected by the Pittsburgh Steelers as the first overall pick in the NFL draft. Despite the prestige of being the top pick, Bradshaw's early years in Pittsburgh were far from easy. The Steelers were a struggling franchise at the time, and the transition to professional football was challenging for the young quarterback. Bradshaw initially faced criticism for his rough and erratic play. In his rookie season, he threw 26 interceptions, a statistic that reflected his growing pains in adapting to the NFL's fast-paced and complex game. Despite his undeniable arm strength, there were questions about his accuracy, consistency, and ability to lead a team to success. The Steelers' coaching staff, led by Chuck Noll, believed in Bradshaw's potential and chose to stick with him through his early struggles. In 1974, after a few challenging seasons, Bradshaw began to show signs of the greatness that would soon come. Under the tutelage of Noll and with the addition of key players such as Franco Harris, Lynn Swann, and John Stallworth, the Steelers' offense began to take shape. Bradshaw's deep passes and ability to stretch the field became a key part of Pittsburgh's offensive attack. Career peak. Dominating the 1970s. The mid-1970s marked the beginning of Terry Bradshaw's dominance in the NFL, as the Steelers went from a mediocre team to one of the most formidable forces in football. Bradshaw played a critical role in Pittsburgh's offensive success, earning recognition as one of the league's premier quarterbacks. In 1974, Bradshaw led the Steelers to their first AFC Championship and Super Bowl IX victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Although the victory was primarily a product of Pittsburgh's stout defense, led by the legendary Steel Curtain, Bradshaw's leadership and decision-making on the field were essential to the team's success. The following year, in 1975, Bradshaw took his game to the next level. He was named to his first Pro Bowl after leading the NFL in passing touchdowns with 18 and passing yards with 2,055. The Steelers went on to win Super Bowl X, defeating the Dallas Cowboys in a thrilling contest that solidified Bradshaw a rising star in the NFL. In that Super Bowl, he threw for 318 yards and 4 touchdowns, earning the Super Bowl MVP award for his stellar performance. Bradshaw's peak continued through the latter half of the 1970s. In 1978, he posted his career highest passing yards total at 3,724 and helped lead the Steelers to their third Super Bowl championship in Super Bowl XIII. That victory, which saw the Steelers defeat the Dallas Cowboys again, cemented Bradshaw's place as one of the elite quarterbacks of his era. Over the next several years, Bradshaw guided the Steelers to their fourth and final Super Bowl win of the decade in Super Bowl XIV in 1979, where they defeated the Los Angeles Rams. He threw for 309 yards and 2 touchdowns in the win, earning his second Super Bowl MVP award. Bradshaw's consistency in clutch moments, combined with his big game performances, defined his career at its peak. Main achievements and legacy. Terry Bradshaw's career is marked by a number of monumental achievements, both individual and team-oriented. His time with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1970s remains one of the most successful runs by any team in NFL history. Among his key accomplishments are 4-time Super Bowl champion Super Bowl IX, X, 13, 14, to Super Bowl MVP Super Bowl 13, 14, 3 Pro Bowl selection 1975, 1978, 1980, NFL MVP 1978, NFL passing touchdowns leader 1978, inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1989, to All-Pro 1978, 1979. Steelers' all-time leader in passing yards, 4,301 career yards at the time of retirement. Career passing yards, 27,989. Career touchdowns, 212. Bradshaw was a key figure in the Steelers' legendary defense-first approach, and his strong arm and leadership helped Pittsburgh achieve unparalleled success in the 1970s. His ability to deliver under pressure, especially in postseason games, became one of his defining traits. Known for his long, deep passes and strong leadership, Bradshaw was the quintessential quarterback of his era. As a player, Bradshaw was both feared and respected. His leadership was crucial to the Steelers' success, as his ability to perform in high-stakes games helped solidify the Steelers as one of the NFL's greatest dynasties. Despite playing in an era when passing was not as common as it is today, Bradshaw's offensive contributions were instrumental in his team's dominance. Final years and retirement. Terry Bradshaw's career began to decline in the early 1980s as injuries took their toll. Throughout his career, he had dealt with multiple injuries, including a recurring issue with his elbow. In 1983, after a season in which he only played in 9 games and threw more interceptions than touchdowns, Bradshaw decided to retire from the NFL. Bradshaw's retirement in 1984 marked the end of an era for the Steelers, but his legacy as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time was firmly established. He finished his career with 27,989 passing yards and 212 touchdowns, ranking among the top quarterbacks of his generation. After retiring from football, Bradshaw remained active in various ventures, including television, acting, and business. He became a popular personality as an NFL analyst, known for his wit, humor, and candid opinions on football. Bradshaw also found success in acting, appearing in several movies and TV shows, including his role in the movie Failure to Launch alongside Matthew McConaughey. He also became a successful pitchman, lending his image to a number of advertising campaigns, including for Ford and Hyundai. Through these endeavors, Bradshaw maintained his relevance in the public eye, becoming one of the most recognizable figures in sports media. Legacy and influence. Terry Bradshaw's impact on the NFL and sports culture transcends his on-field accomplishments. His influence can still be felt in the way quarterbacks approach leadership and their roles in big games. Bradshaw's ability to lead the Steelers to 4 Super Bowl victories in a decade helped establish the quarterback position as one of the most important in the NFL. As a player, he embodied toughness, resilience, and unyielding commitment to the game. His ability to rise to the occasion and perform in the clutch moments of the postseason earned him a place among the all-time greats. His legacy as a leader, competitor, and champion continues to inspire future generations of football players. Bradshaw was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1989, solidifying his place among the NFL's elite. He remains a cherished figure in Pittsburgh Steelers history, remembered as the cornerstone of the team's dynasty. His legacy is not just defined by his stats and championships, but by the intangibles that made him a true icon in the world of sports. Chris Sharma was born on April 23, 1981, in Santa Monica, California, USA. Raised in a household where adventure and sports were encouraged, Chris was introduced to physical activity from a young age. His early interest was in surfing and skateboarding, which are common activities along the Californian coastline. However, it wasn't until he was 12 years old that Sharma discovered the world of rock climbing, a sport that would define his life. The transition from skateboarding and surfing to rock climbing came at a pivotal time in Sharma's life. During a family trip to a local climbing gym, he found himself captivated by the sport's challenges and the sense of accomplishment it offered. With no formal background in climbing, Sharma's natural athleticism quickly became apparent as he excelled at scaling walls and tackling increasingly difficult routes. He was immediately hooked on the sport and began dedicating more time to climbing. By the age of 14, Sharma was already competing in local climbing competitions, impressing both peers and coaches alike with his raw talent and intense focus. Despite his success in competitions, Sharma's true passion was outdoor climbing, particularly sport climbing and bouldering. It was this love for outdoor routes, combined with his dedication to training, that would later push him to become one of the greatest climbers in the history of the sport. Rise to prominence and career peak. Sharma's ascent in the climbing world was rapid and remarkable. By the time he was 16, he began to stand out in national competitions, but it was his focus on outdoor climbing that truly set him apart from his contemporaries. In 1999, at the age of 17, he made headlines by climbing Realization, also known as Biography, a route in Sousse, France, that was the hardest in the world at the time. The climb was rated 5.15A9B, marking a pivotal moment in sport climbing as Sharma became the first person to ascend this incredibly difficult route. Following this success, Sharma's career took off, and he was soon regarded as one of the world's most elite climbers. His combination of strength, technique, and mental fortitude allowed him to push the boundaries of what was possible in the climbing world. Over the next few years, Sharma would go on to establish first ascents on numerous difficult routes, further solidifying his reputation as one of the sport's top athletes. In 2001, he completed the first ascent of Phantom Lord, another 5.15A9B route in Squamish, Canada. This marked the beginning of a series of groundbreaking ascents in both the United States and Europe. Sharma's success wasn't just about the difficulty of the routes, but his ability to tackle some of the world's most iconic and challenging climbs with a combination of power, technique, and style that made him a global sensation. In 2004, Sharma continued his dominance in the climbing world by completing Dawn Wall on El Capitan in Yosemite, a route that would eventually become famous for being one of the hardest big wall climbs in the world. Though the Dawn Wall would not be free climbed until later by Tommy Caldwell and Kevin Jorgensen, Sharma's ascent was notable for pushing the limits of what was considered possible on a massive wall like El Capitan. By 2007, Sharma had set a new standard for sport climbing with his ascent of Realization, which was regarded as the hardest route in the world at the time. This was a major accomplishment in a career that already boasted several extraordinary achievements. But it wasn't just about the difficulty of the climbs. Sharma was also a pioneer in terms of pushing new boundaries for outdoor climbing and helping to develop the future of the sport. Main achievements and contributions to climbing. Sharma's career is filled with groundbreaking achievements that have had a lasting impact on the world of rock climbing. Not only was he among the first climbers to ascend some of the hardest routes ever created, but he was also a key figure in the development of sport climbing, bouldering, and outdoor climbing as mainstream sports. Among his many achievements, the following are some of the most significant. First Ascent of Realization biography. As mentioned, Sharma was the first climber to complete the world's hardest route, Realization, in Sousse, France. In 2001, the 5.15A9B climb was groundbreaking and opened the door for future generations of climbers to push the limits of sport climbing. Pioneering first ascents. Sharma's pioneering spirit led him to establish some of the world's most famous routes. Notable first ascents include the Game in California, Jumbo Love in Clark Mountain, and La Dura Dura in Spain, which were all rated 5.159B+ and are among the hardest climbing routes globally. Bouldering achievements. In addition to sport climbing, Sharma made a name for himself in bouldering, another discipline of climbing that requires strength, technique, and mental control. He was one of the first to complete the mandala, a classic V12 bouldering problem in Indian Creek, Utah. Endorsement and sponsorships. As one of the best-known athletes in climbing, Sharma became a popular face for the sport. His influence brought mainstream attention to climbing, which helped grow its popularity both in the United States and abroad. He also helped establish several key sponsorships, becoming a central figure in the climbing industry. Inspiring the next generation, Sharma's influence reached far beyond his own accomplishments. His ability to balance performance with humility and enthusiasm for the sport helped inspire and mentor new climbers, many of whom went on to achieve great things themselves. Climbing film appearances. Sharma starred in several climbing documentaries and films that helped showcase the beauty and challenges of the sport. Progression 2004 and King Lines 2008 were influential films that chronicled Sharma's journeys and climbing feats, helping to spread the allure of sport climbing to wider audiences. Developing the climbing community. Sharma's involvement in creating climbing facilities, running climbing schools, and advocating for outdoor preservation has been integral to growing the sport. His approach to climbing, which focuses on enjoyment and adventure over pure competition, has made him a role model for both seasoned climbers and newcomers to the sport. Later years and continuing influence. While Sharma's career reached its peak in the 2000s and early 2010s, his influence has continued to extend well into the present. Though he no longer focuses as heavily on competitions or attempting the hardest possible routes, Sharma remains involved in climbing and continues to inspire athletes worldwide. In the latter part of his career, Sharma shifted his focus toward community-driven projects, such as helping to develop the climbing gym industry and advocating for access to outdoor climbing. He also became involved in projects to encourage youth participation in climbing and served as a mentor to a new generation of climbers, sharing his wealth of experience and knowledge. In 2017, Sharma opened Climbing Gym Center 1 in Los Angeles, a facility designed to foster a love for climbing and provide a space for climbers of all skill levels to train. The gym became one of the central hubs for climbing enthusiasts in Southern California, further cementing Sharma's commitment to promoting the sport in the United States. Sharma also remains active in tackling some of the hardest routes in the world. In recent years, he has continued to explore new areas for first ascents, particularly in Europe and the United States. While he no longer pursues climbing records with the same intensity, his involvement in groundbreaking climbs and the development of new routes has allowed him to remain a key figure in the climbing community. In 2020, Sharma became a central figure in the Olympic inclusion of climbing as he worked with organizations to ensure the sport's growth and accessibility. His experience and passion for climbing helped ensure that climbing was introduced as an Olympic sport for the first time in the 2020 Summer Games. Legacy. Chris Sharma's legacy in the world of climbing is undeniable. As a pioneer, he not only achieved feats that pushed the sport's limits, but also played a significant role in bringing climbing into the mainstream. Sharma's influence is seen in climbing gyms, competition formats, and climbing communities around the world. Beyond the incredible achievements in climbing, Sharma's humility, approachability, and commitment to promoting the sport have ensured his place as one of the most respected and influential climbers in history. Today, his name is synonymous with innovation, dedication, and passion for the world of rock climbing. Through his numerous contributions, Sharma has not only shaped the sport, but also left an indelible mark on the culture of climbing, inspiring climbers for generations to come.